live. Hang on to live. Right, we are live on my end. Just make sure he knows. Let's have a look on here.
Okay, you are good.
Yeah, just double check, make sure we're good.
You are good. I'm just seeing if I'm good.
It's alright.
Alright, you want to say something just for a test?
Yeah, so 1 2 1 2. Can you hear us? We're all good.
Hold on, my laptop is glitching right now.
It's alright, don't worry.
Technical difficulties. Alright, try again.
And hello, goodbye, and everybody else.
Okay, I think we are good.
All good. Got our technical man Shaney saying he can hear us.
Let me see this. Let me see this. Okay, we are good.
We're good.
I think we're good. Yep.
Lovely jubbly. Right, well, and welcome back to another live stream between myself, Dwayne the Captain Coffer from Marvel Mad, and obviously Nate from Thwip Media. How you doing, Nate? How you good Christmas and everything?
I'm doing well. Yeah, Christmas was great. I hope everyone watching and yourself had a great Christmas, great holiday, and has a good start to the new year. Just over a week in now, and a lot of things, like crazy things, have already happened around the world. So interested to see where it goes from here, but I think we'll have a good year.
That's what I like to hear, my friend. That. Well, this stream, obviously, as you can see now, is our phase 2 of how myself and Nate would do our own Marvel phase 2 MCU sort of thing. I've got because I'll start our phase 2 one this time and everything. Before I start, have we got any icebreaker ones?
I do have one prepared.
Oh, go on. I love
this
these.
one. I have like a collective list, and each week I kind of pick which one I think would be the most interesting. So I actually came up with this new one because for some reason I randomly thought of this the other day. Like, this brought me back. So, what was a trailer for an MCU movie that had a moment where you freaked out?
Oof, Jesus. Christ, going back from that.
I'm not sure if mine would be obvious or not.
About it. Oh, well, I think I know which one you might be on, but I think for myself, obviously, just to like, I'm losing everything. Just to go on brand before I lose everything else. It's got to be for myself, Captain America. The very first what's it called? First Avenger sort of thing. That's the one for me. That when I first, oh my lord, I'm getting all tangled up. When I first seen my boy, and then that trailer as well from the end of Captain America: First Avenger going into Avengers as well. Seeing it all just go to pot. I know it's a bit of a cop out with them two, but they're the two trailers for me that I was like, oh boy, they're actually really doing it. They're actually getting all these people together. We got me Captain America, me First Avenger there as well. Oh, yeah, so good.
Nice. Yeah, that was a completely different time. Like, and I was a lot younger then. I didn't really know what was going on. I remember my dad pulled me into his office one day and he showed me the Avengers trailer, and I was like, what the heck is this? But I'm all here for it. Like,
exactly, yeah.
It looked awesome. So for me, the moment in a trailer that made me absolutely lose my mind was that Civil War trailer. You see Captain America's Civil War, and you hear Iron Man say, all right, I've had enough. Under ruse, and then you see the web take Captain America's shield, and you see Spider-Man land on the little trolley thing. He says, hey, everyone. And it cuts. I was like, what? There's no way they're bringing Spider-Man into the MCU now. And it made sense because he's an essential part to that comic story, but
yeah,
that moment floored me. Just a trailer in general, I think the first Infinity War trailer will always be one of the most iconic movie trailers ever. I think I'm not sure if it got its record beaten, but it had the most views for a YouTube video ever
Yeah.
because just of how massive that movie was, because like everyone was looking forward to that one trailer. We were like, all right, we want to see Thanos, we want to see maybe some kind of, threat taking out some of the heroes, because we knew something was going to happen, because Infinity War was a huge stakes event. But
Big.
yeah, those two for me would be the two trailers that made me freak out. Especially the end shot of the Infinity War one, where they're all charging in Wakanda, and then that shot was in the movie.
Yeah, it's because there was so. When you think about some of the trailers Marvel actually done, there's some of them that are like, "You sneaky sons of sods," and that lot sort of thing. There's like they've changed it or they've completely cut it. Like, yeah, it's nice, but it's like you tosspots. But yes, anyway, I will go first then with my little book of wonders for my phase 2 of my MCU. So at the end of phase 1, this, if you can see it correctly, is the image you leave on from the end of phase 1. So at the end of phase 1, you see the group called the Cable. Now this is the image that you'd be leaving that cinema for the first phase 1. So that is the image you will see at the end of phase 1 of Norman Osborn gathering the Hood, Loki, Doctor Doom, Emma Frost, and obviously Namor. But I added Taskmaster in it as well, sort of thing. But that's the image you'd see at the end. Now, my first film in my MCU, so phase 2, is Thor: Journey into Mystery.
Ooh.
Now, again, nice most title. Of mine, yeah, exactly. I thought when I was looking at these ones, I was like, got a nice, really kick-ass, catchy title. Yeah. I thought, let's go back to classics. Thor: Journey into Mystery and that lot. So, obviously, all my films at the moment have been obviously origin stories and stuff like that. And again, I'm continuing that, not being any different at all. So again, it'll be an origin story for Thor, mostly being cast out from Asgard for being too leery and just wanting to be a lad's lad and wreck it all, sort of thing. So obviously, Odin banishes him down to Earth, but this time it won't be just like Thor as we know him, sort of thing. I'm literally banishing him down into a person, and that person is Donald Blake. I am banishing him to his there, sort of thing, and he has to learn about like having a heart, basically, and not being so rash and laddish and that sort of thing. And as he's learning and stuff like that, this film will actually just take place just before my Avengers film, because he'll be in the bottom of the action when all hell's breaking loose, all the villains are going off to like cause havoc while Doom's getting his plan away. And during one of them moments, you'll see Loki talking to somebody that'll be Carl the Crusher Cruel, and he's giving him stuff to give to him to become the Absorbing Man. So obviously Donald Blake sees this, he'll notice, hang on a minute, I recognise him, sort of thing. He gives him the potion, gives Carl the Crusher the potion to make him the Absorbing Man. He'll just start wrecking shit up. Donald Blake will have to run into a museum just to get out of the way, because obviously he's freaking out and he's just a medical student, he don't know what's going on, sort of thing. And he'll run into this museum, knock this, what do you call him, artifact over, and it's a walking stick. I was like, okay, what's this walking stick out like? He'll pick it up, bash it, all of a sudden, like a Shazam sort of lightning bolt, and he becomes Thor. Obviously, he'll fight Carl the Crusher, obviously defeat him and everything. He'll get him locked up, but Loki disappears. We don't know where Loki's gone. He's vanished. And as all the chaos is going and the Avengers have won in the first Avengers film and that lot, you'll see Donald Blake sort of hit the staff again, He'll become Thor. He'll sort of be standing there thinking, what the hell's gone off? But then know, like in his mind's eye, hang on a minute, okay, I'm more than this. I've got some more, not powers, but more responsibility. And Nick Fury, well, a load of Shield agents and stuff like that, will come down and go, "Oh, what was that about?" Sort of thing. We've just seen something spectacular, and he'll go to him. Look, we know your trick. We might need him again in a future thing. So just keep your wits about you, and we'll come calling you, sort of thing. And this post-credit scene for the first one will have Donald Blake just sat in like a medical building and stuff like that, sort of thing, and it'll just like drift off, sort of thing. He was like having a daydream, and in that daydream, you'll see Thor talking to Heimdall, Odin, and also somebody you've not seen in our MCU is Boulder the Brave. So we're talking to Boulder the Brave that lot, and we'll just end it there for that first one. So what do you think?
I like the throwback. That's really cool. I was like, as soon as you said Thor Journey into Mystery, I was thinking, is he gonna bring up Donald Blake? And then he did. And yeah, I thought that was really cool. Is Jane Foster at all included with the medical facility that he's at, or
not yet, not yet.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think that's really cool. That reminds me of, I mean, I know DC has done this before, where you have one movie, you had something like Man of Steel, they had the end fight. Batman v Superman opens with Batman being under the fight at the end of Man of Steel. That's what made me think of that. I like the Absorbing Man being included into that. Who knows if he'll maybe show up in mine at some time. And I'm interested to see what Loki ends up doing in the future of the team that Doctor Doom has going on. And how Thor fits in with the Avengers at some point if he ends up joining them. So, yeah, I think that's a really cool first choice for Phase 2.
I didn't want to just be the obvious thing and go, right, here's Loki, he's going to be the big bad sort of thing. You've got to, with something like that, he's been introduced in the cable, the cartel sort of, the cable. And then I just wanted to just like, he's there, but you don't know what he's playing at sort of thing. So my second film into this or that lot is X-Men New Mutants.
Okay.
Now, this one again, it'll be like, won't be an origin story of how they got the powers, but it'll be an origin story in how the group like formed and come together, sort of thing. So it'll be the group's already there. Professor X has already got his mansion that lot, and he's already got a first few people. So you obviously got Cyclops, Marvel Girl, which is going to be called in this one instead of Jean Grey, Beast, Angel, and Iceman. And it'll just be at the moment, just for the time being, in the first few hour or so, it'll just be them trying to come to terms with getting the public on their side, and it all goes wrong, and they don't know if they're all monsters and freaks and stuff like that sort of thing. And in a battle that they have with like thugs and like hitmen and stuff like that sort of thing, they'll find Wolverine, and he's been literally shot up to high heaven. You think he's pretty much dead, but obviously he regenerates and comes back to normal and that lot. Cyclops and him have a bit of a go between, saying, look, I want you to come back to us. We've got a place that we can help you with, and you can come back and get you like better and join other people there is, and we're trying to find other people that are ours. So obviously they take him back, he talks to Xavier now, sort of thing. Now it takes you over to another group hidden away, and you've got the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants with Magneto, the White Queen, Emma Frost, Mastermind, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, and Toad. Which obviously you gotta have Toad in there. You're always just, it's nice easy punching bag.
Exactly.
And yeah, and you'll see them talking about how Magneto's knows this group with Emma Frost and everything, who's got higher up powers, and they want to go and do something for this government group. So they're trying to get a meeting set up for one of the higher up officials in the government. Obviously, somehow the X-Men catch word of this, figure out what's going on, and they have like they intercept the meeting place as it is, and they have a massive fight sort of thing. And Toad actually gets killed in that fight, but it's not Toad. It might be a Skrull
Oh.
in Toad's skin. So like, right, okay. They take the body back to the Xavier mansion, and they're all just standing over it. Professor X is looking and saying, I recognise it, but I'm not too sure. I need to talk to some people I know. And then the first post-credit scene, you'll have Nick Fury talking to Xavier, saying, look, we know you lot are getting a lot of bad publicity and everything. Stay low. We'll give you a shout when we need you. Also, we think you've got something that we might be interested in. They talk to each other. They show him the Skrull body, sort of thing. There, Fury's talking to him, saying, look, we know this. We've got some informants on Sword, which you see the base up in space. We'll see what we can do. Now, the second post-credit scene is you'll have the White Queen introducing somebody to the Cable. Now saying, this is the first member of this new group they're putting together. And it is Dakin in Wolverine's outfit, saying, here's your first killer. And that's how that film will go.
That's really cool. Dakin, wow. I was not expecting that at all, because Dakin's one of those characters that literally no one knows. But if anyone doesn't know, Dakin is Wolverine's son, basically.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's kind of cool. I thought you were going to say Magneto is joining the Cable, but yeah, I like that setup, how you have basically two Wolverines that could be going head to head. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think that's a cool X-Men kind of origin, and also tying in a much larger storyline to this. I honestly thought you were going to say Mystique was Toad instead. That would have been like a throwaway. I should have known like that wouldn't be anything, but yeah. Mystique
You can't
was
kill
the first
Mystique
one
off
that
like
came to mind.
straight away,
I
but
know,
yeah.
I know. That's why I was like, wait, why did I think that? Because Mystique is such a good character. Yeah, I think that's cool. It's an interesting team. It's very similar to mine in my franchise, but I can't blame you there. It's like the most iconic first team, so you kind of have to go with that. And yeah, I'm interested to see where the X-Men go next in your franchise and what might come of this Skrull that they've found.
Well, the third film in my phase 2 in that lot is, again, another origin story in that lot, which I like the origin stories. I'm already a big fan of that. And this one is called just Iron Man. And we'll have the origin story to Iron Man coming across. So obviously he's a weapons like expert and he's selling weapons to everywhere sort of thing. He's going off to like, I didn't place the name, but like somewhere in the Middle East, stuff like that sort of thing. He obviously gets taken over, a terrorist group catches him sort of thing. But this terrorist group is a mixture between obviously Eastern Europeans, like bad guys and stuff like that as well as some Russians into it.
Oh.
And and as they're all telling him he needs to make his a weapon, he wants to be this big bad thing and that lot. Pardon me. You've obviously got I could never remember his name, so I've not written him down. Obviously, the person that helps him build the suit and becomes Iron Man in that first bit sort of thing. Obviously, you have that origin story of build the suit. He gets killed. Iron Man escapes and everything. There's loads of, how can I put it, misplacement parts that have been left in the cave as well as his escape. and they get collected up by these Russians and get taken back and sent away to Latveria. You see Doom surveying all these Iron Man pieces and everything, that lot sort of thing. And you have this other person who's a big Russian guy and everything, and saying, "Look, I'm going to get somebody to help you build this suit for you," talking to this Russian bloke and that lot, and he will become the Crimson Dynamo.
Yes.
That would be your main villain for this film.
Nice.
Obviously, Iron Man goes back, doesn't want to make weapons anymore, builds the arc reactor, that sort of thing, and then he spots, obviously, on the news, there's this Crimson Dynamo that's causing havoc. He realizes it's some of his suits, so he goes looking for him. The first big battle, he gets absolutely obliterated. Obviously, he has to retreat, build himself back up again. He has another new suit, which is similar to the what was it? The like War Machine suit, but not as gun ho sort of things, like Mark II or Mark III. Goes back, defeats the Crimson Dynamo and everything. But there's obviously all the Russian goons and everything around with the Crimson Dynamo. One of them gets killed. He obviously defeats the Crimson Dynamo, though. He gets locked up. But one of these little grunts is a Skrull. It's like, okay, they're appearing everywhere now. What's this? Obviously, they take their body back with them. Again, show Fury. Fury's a bit more like, hang on a minute, this is a bit more than what I was expecting. Why are they appearing everywhere now? We need to have some serious words and everything. And it ends there. And then your next post-credit scene is some of these suits have appeared in front of the Cable again. And now Norman Osborn's got the suit. Got these pieces and everything. And it just looks to him, and you see these, like, what's the word? Not sketches, but...
Blueprints?
Blueprints, that's the word. You have these blueprints, and it is an Iron Patriot suit. And Norman Osborn's looking at it going, I've just got the idea for something. And it ends there. So that is your Iron Man film.
That sounds really, really cool. For the villain, you said Russians. I was like, okay, he's got two choices. He's got Whiplash or he's got Crimson Dynamo. And I'm really glad you went with Crimson Dynamo because that's a villain that is classic for me. I grew up with the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes show. And Crimson Dynamo was one of the first villains that appears in that show, I believe, fighting Iron Man. So I thought that was really cool, bringing him into this. And it's something different, too, having him have relations with Dr. Doom, giving him the opportunity to, you're just like some normal guy. You could be so much more with this technology. I think that's really cool. And, the Skrulls keep showing up, so I'm interested to see what ends up happening with all of them and if something bigger ends up happening. And, what was the thing you just said? Oh, Iron Patriot. I know exactly where this is heading. I'm not going to say it just in case. But yeah, I really like that. I think that was something I think the MCU was rumored to do in Phase 4 or Phase 5, and it didn't happen. But...
What was that, the Crimson Dynamo? Or?
No, what you're building up with all these villains.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I never knew that, okay.
Yeah, I think Thunderbolts is the new version of whatever that was going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense then.
But
okay.
yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes because that's really, really interesting.
I see with the Crimson Dynamo as well. It was just like it's somebody you never really hear about, sort of thing. He's a really good villain out lot, but it just there's nothing like about him, sort of thing that gets brought up to the main attention. Yeah. Obviously, you see it in cartoons and kids things and that lot, but it's never really been like their sort of thing. So I thought, sod it, I'm going to really bring him out to the forefront, sort of thing.
Yeah, because Whiplash has been basically pinned as Iron Man's nemesis, or the Mandarin has been pinned as his nemesis. So I think Crimson Dynamo deserves some love, and I'm glad you gave it to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, exactly. Right. Next one is Spider-Man Blue.
Oh,
Now, if
interesting.
I'd presume, I presume you'd know what that comic book series is about, that lot.
Hmm.
But the first part of it is literally going to be similar to that comic, sort of to that series. So I'm going to have him. He's going to be very like down and depressed with obviously Gwen Stacy being killed, sort of thing, and he's going to be constantly thinking back. For the first part of this film, he's going to be constantly thinking back about the time he's missed with her, the time he wants her back, and he's not like thinking straight. He's not like on the ball when there's like a car robbery going on. He's not there instantly. He's lost in his emotions, sort of thing. And then obviously he goes and fights it, sort of thing, and destroys, stops the robbers and stuff like that, and gets arrested. But as he's sat there just daydreaming and wishing her basically back, and he's like having visions of her sat next to him, just cuddling, sort of thing, because obviously nobody knows yet that obviously Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He sees a meteor just going through the sky, and he's like,
Ooh.
"What the hell's that? What's going off there?" sort of thing. So he goes and finds the meteor, sees it all cracked open, and something starts crawling towards him. What the hell's this? And it latches onto him. He's got this new suit. It's black, and he feels all these like emotions rising and building and stuff like that. And he's like, "What the hell?" sort of thing. And then all of a sudden, he looks to the left, and he's got a big like news broadcast going off. Scorpion is wreaking havoc downtown. Goes to get the Scorpion, that lot. Has this big fight with Scorpion, that lot. They obviously had the back and forth. You find out Matt Gargan, who is Scorpion, that lot, has been sent on J. Jonah Jameson's orders, basically, to wreak havoc and get Spider-Man bad publicity, like he did in the first Spider-Man film, where he almost killed Green Goblin, making Spider-Man look even worse. But he's got this black suit, and he's literally pummeling the hell out of Matt Gargan, that lot. And it comes to the point where he's almost just going to kill him and wreck him up. He takes the hat off, the mask off Matt Gargan, sees him and that lot, and he's like, "No, it's just a man. It's just a man." So he sort of just leaves him, webs into the ground. Cops, you can have him. He goes up to the rooftops, and he's sat there, and he's like, again, fighting with his emotions, like, hang on a minute, what the hell have I just done? I've just done it again. But why have I just nearly killed somebody again? I can't be doing this. This is not me. This is not me. So he's wrestling with his emotions, that sort of thing. All of a sudden, Gargan gets up. He's free from the coppers, that lot. Obviously, he's been transported through like a police cage. He's going back. He gets free at the end of that police cage just before he's getting to the raft, and he breaks free again. So he's like, "Right, no, that's it. I'm out. I've had it. I'm going down." Goes down, fights him again just before he gets to the police station, or in the raft, sorry. And he's just looking at it like, "I can't do this. I can't do this." He literally rips the suit off him again, just like, "This ain't me. This ain't me." Gargan runs off, and all of a sudden you see the web just run off after him. Gargan's suit's falling to pieces. He's in the bushes. He's just out. Spider-Man's just disappeared. All of a sudden, Gargan has got the suit, and he's like, "Oh, I like this. This is good. This isn't that." And he becomes, in this universe, he becomes your Venom. And he's like, "Well, JJ wants me to make him look bad. Let's make him look really bad." And again, it goes off like a day or two later. It goes off again, wreaking havoc somewhere else. And that lot. Spider-Man sees this black Spider-Man monster wreaking havoc. I was like, "No, I can't be doing this. He's got to be stopped. He's got to be stopped." So their big main fight at the end is obviously him defeating Venom, and obviously he gets to a point where he's getting that rage again built up in him, but he doesn't do it again. Just webs him, tries to rip the suit off Gargan, but it's not having any of it. It's staying on Gargan, and he's just, "Right, look, I've got to call some friends. They'll come at you. Shield come down, surround him, try and lock him up. And then you see at the end, just out of nowhere, Norman Osborn in some Shield facility talking to some guards. All of a sudden, Gargan's cage opens, and Norman Osborn is stood there with the Venom symbiote in this tube, saying, "Come with me, we've got some plans for you." And it's just there. Your first post-credit scene. Obviously, Peter is still in high school at this point, and it's just down dinner. Some mysterious redhead sits in front of him. "You're right, Tiger. Can I sit here?" That goes, fades out to that one. Your second post-credit scene is Gargan is now being presented to the Cable, and he's going, "Here is your second killer. Let me introduce you to your new Spider-Man." And it ends there.
So that took a huge shift from what I initially thought this movie was going to be. I think that's really interesting, how you take such a depressing Spider-Man story and you've changed how it turns out and also bring the symbiote story into it. That's really cool. Taking advantage of his grief and depression and adding the symbiote to take advantage of it. That was really cool. And having Mac Gargan as Venom, not many people know he was actually Venom for a pretty long time in the comics. So that's really interesting. And yeah, Scorpion just in general, he deserved to be in the MCU, and I still hope he shows up at some point. But I'm glad you've included him in this one. He's one of those villains that you can look at like, okay, he's just another guy, but he has an interesting story where J. Jonah Jameson basically hires this mercenary or assassin, whatever you want to call him, to ruin Spider-Man's reputation. And I think that's really cool how you took that and applied Venom to it, and now Venom is the public image of what Spider-Man is, basically, and they don't like him now. So I think that was really interesting. And then obviously you're building up that team still in the background with the villains. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what's going on here.
Well, I just thought somebody that obviously he gets killed off in the game, obviously, but it's just another character that's like, you need him just to come to the forefront a bit now. Like you could always get like Eddie Brock as the Venom and stuff like that sort of thing, but I want it to be different and unique in its own way, sort of thing. And the Spider-Man Blue comic book series itself now, like, I absolutely adore that series, and it's just so like, what's the word? Just hard hitting and emotional and like it's just really like sweet sort of thing to know that he really does miss somebody that much. So I just thought, no, it's a really nice title, and a really like not off the cuff, but gets to the emotions real deep down sort of thing. Now, my final film of my Phase 5 is Phase 2. Sorry, yeah, it's because it's my fifth film. I'm reading on my paper. Is Avengers: Secret Invasion.
Ooh.
Now, I'm having it done properly. I'm not messing around. This is properly how it's going to do. And again, they'll be out on a mission. The first thing, they'll be out on a mission with Fury and the Spider-Man and Yellow Jacket. Now he's not going to be called Ant-Man. He's going to be called Yellow Jacket. Hank Pym is now.
Interesting.
And Iron Man, Captain America, Daredevil. We have a group of heroes again going off, just fighting like obvious terrorism, bad group sort of thing. And again, defeat them all. One of them gets killed in the crossfire again, and it's another Skrull. I was like, right, okay, and this is getting a bit too much now. They take him back to the helicarrier and Fury, and they've got all these bodies. You've got Toad, you've got the Grunt, and you've got another Grunt from the Russian Grunt, and obviously another Grunt. And I was like, hang on a minute, this is getting a bit too widespread now. What's going off, sort of thing. Why are they all here like this? And all of a sudden, again, they see a meteor in the sky going like, where the hell's that going that lot? And Fury knows, it's like seeing the the trajectory, that's the word, where it's going, and it's going to this new place that they've not seen before in this lot yet. It's going to the Savage Lands.
Oh, yes.
I was like, right, okay, right, we need to get the team going, that lot. Right. Smartest people, you stay here, keep an eye on the bodies, that lot. Fury goes off, does his own thing. You've got Hank Pym and Mr. Fantastic stays with the bodies. Obviously, Yellow Jacket and things stays with the bodies. And then you have a team go off in one of the Quinjets sort of thing, off to the Savage Lands. She'll have the normal Avengers team like that, and you'll now have Black Widow, you'll have Hawkeye, you'll have Luke Cage, you'll have Mockingbird in this Quinjet, now introduced into Fury and Shield, and there will be that little group, as well as like Daredevil and stuff, are going to be talking about this group called Heroes for Hire. But that's just muddled away in the background. But obviously, they go off to the Savage Lands, see them all there, just looking at this meteor. All of a sudden, meteor opens up, and it is a load of doppelgangers just looking at them. So you'll have another Captain America, another Iron Man, another Wasp, another Black Widow, another Hawkeye. And then, obviously, you've got the X-Men have sent Jean Grey, Wolverine and Beast to the Savage Lands as well to meet up with the Avengers. But you'll have another Wolverine, Jean Grey and Beast on this other ship. It's like, what the hell's going off here, sort of thing. You go back to the helicarrier. Mr. Fantastic and Yellow Jacket are just talking about where these come from, talking about these shape-shifting beasts coming from the sky. All of a sudden, Yellow Jacket just transforms and goes, he loves you. Shoots Fury in the back. He's a Skrull. He takes the three bodies and Mr. Fantastic to this cloaked ship that's up with sword. And then all these other Skrull ships that obviously they'll be named as come flying in. Sword is decimated. And then all of a sudden, on the ground, Tony Stark just starts freaking out. He's had a virus put into him and that lot. This T-Rex comes charging in, makes everybody confused and everything. Everybody's like gone ballistic. They've gone flying all different directions and stuff like that sort of thing. You don't know who you can trust. As they've gone up, they've gone to separate teams and everything. And as they go into this like hideaway sort of area sort of thing, you'll have this what's her name? Black Widow talking to Fury, going, he loves you, you've done well. You've infiltrated him well, you've done our plan. You'll see another cutscene to where Beast and Daredevil and Luke Cage is walking through the jungle and that lot, and they see a dead Spider-Man on the floor. It is a Skrull. They don't know who they can trust. They're trying to ask really detailed questions about them all and everything like that. Nobody knows. They're all at knife and gun points and everything. You go back to this ship. All the Skrulls are looking at Mr. Fantastic, trying to dissect him and trying to get into him, saying, you lot, you couldn't be here. You're too smart for this. But obviously, Mr. Fantastic, being as he is, escapes and manages to find a gun to see who is a Skrull and who's not, sort of thing. Then, because it's going to be all over the place, this film is, it's going to go to New York, and you'll see all these Skrull ships are landing in New York, again, causing havoc and everything. And on these big screens, you'll have loads of different higher-ups, half with a Skrull face, half with their supposedly normal face. And you'll have the king, you'll have the queen, you'll have the president, you'll have Oprah, you'll have everybody, all these different celebrities and stuff like that sort of thing. Half Skrull, half person going, we're here to help. We're here to protect you. We're here to make your life a better place. We've been here for a very long time. He loves you. as that's all happening, the Skrulls are attacking. Fury's come down with his little group. So I've got Quake, you've got Dum Dum Dugan, you've got you'll have Booker. Bucky's not going to be Winter Soldier. It'll have the Thing as Winter Soldier, but it won't be Winter Soldier sort of thing. I'm not including that, but it will be as him. And they're all fighting the Skrulls. And you'll go to Kingpin's mansion. He'll be there with Taskmaster, Norman Osborn, and the Hood talking amongst themselves. They see all this lot coming in. All these actors like, hang on a minute, this weren't part of the plan. They go down, all guns toting, trying to, in some ways, work with the heroes and kill them all and like, stop the Skrulls and everything. And then they see this big ship going into the Savage Lands. All of a sudden, there's cameras at the Savage Lands. And I was like, where the hell has this come from? It is Mr. Fantastic shoots this gun down. It's where a load of them are gathered. And obviously, you can tell now who's a Skrull, who's not, sort of thing. And you'll have the heroes that we know are normal. They see that other people are not who they say they are. You've got Mockingbird and Hawkeye. They are now Skrulls when they've been talking to like Daredevil and Luke Cage and stuff, and they're like, hang on a minute, what the hell? They have this massive overall fight. The villains obviously see this and go, right, we can take advantage of this. They get to their own little like makeshift Quinjet plane sort of thing, go flying over towards the Savage Lands, like trying to track where it is. While these are all having a massive hoo-ha between the Skrulls and the normal ones, you'll be the first time you see the Watcher just looking on at the distance, like looking down, going, just shaking his head like that sort of thing. They're all looking up, and all of a sudden, Wasp, who isn't actually his Wasp, goes giant size, and you'll see Yellow Jacket that's now on the battlefield, because obviously he's come down to try and help his other Skrulls, look up and goes, he loves you, presses this button, and the Wasp goes to like supernova sort of thing, is going to actually explode and starts disintegrating and like poisoning and hurting people sort of thing. She's like now dead, she's gone, the Wasp is no more. And as she's like gone down and everything, these heroes, the villains come in sort of thing. All of a sudden, Thor's come out of nowhere. He's come crashing down, looking like what the hell's going off, come to help out. And as they're all fighting that lot, the person that gets the killer shot is Norman Osborn. On cameras, on everything, he is the hero all of a sudden. The one that stopped it all. And now you'll have a load of broadcasts and stuff like that saying, what's going on? Who can we trust? Are they the good guys? Are they the bad guys? All of a sudden, this other ship has come down, crash landed, and then that opens up, and it sees all the heroes that were Skrulls have come out. So you've got Mockingbird, you've got Hawkeye, you've got no, Spider-Man is in the other group, but you get all these heroes that are not actually Skrulls and actually the real people sort of thing. And then as it comes along, as it just finishes off with all these new broadcasts going off sort of thing, like what the hell. In the post-credit scene, you'll have Bullseye in Hawkeye's uniform. You'll have Norman Osborn in the Iron Patriot. You'll have Dakin in the Wolverine's outfit. You'll have Matt Gargan in the Spider-Man's outfit. And it'll just have over their heads, the Dark Avengers are coming. And that is the end of my phase 2.
That's a huge, huge finale for phase 2. Wow. Yeah, Secret Invasion, obviously, one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Marvel Comics event ever. Holds a lot of personal, kind of connection to it. I think that's really cool. The Savage Land is something I was really hoping you'd include, and I'm so glad you did, because that's, like I was telling you before we went live, that little like part of the book I got back when I was like really, really little. That's how it opens. You see Kazar and what's her name? The female, like, you know, like
Yeah.
the natives of the
Yeah.
Savage Land. I forget her name, but the two of them find Captain America and Spider-Man in the jungle, and they find out Captain America is the Skrull. Immediately, that brought me back, and I was like, yeah, this is Secret Invasion. You have everything going down in the Savage Land. You have, obviously, like, Reed Richards is going up. You have him escaping. Basically, everyone's, like, panicking because they have no idea what is actually going on. And then the villains take advantage of the situation and say, all right, real heroes are gone. Let's make us look like the heroes, and let's stop this. And then all the other heroes will come back, and they'll be like, wait, but, you know, we were up there this whole time, and now, okay, I didn't know my phone would do that. Anyways, that's really cool. And then you actually get the Dark Avengers officially announced now, so that's really cool. I really like the approach you're taking with this. It's completely different than what I'm doing, and I think that's really cool how it's like both of ours are unique now. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes next with this Dark Avengers, and then I'm so glad that this is a Secret Invasion I would definitely watch.
Yeah. I wanted to be so to the book. That's why I wanted to have as many heroes in it as possible.
And you have
just to get them. Yeah, exactly. You need to get them introduced so they're there, just ready to go, sort of thing. So yeah, I just wanted it. I like the little hint about a group called Heroes for Hire and stuff like that, sort of thing. Just wanted to have them little snippets in there, just ready to go. Right, yeah, this is what happens next, sort of thing.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. So yeah, that's your phase 2?
Yeah, that's my phase 2 in that lot.
Alright. So I really hope this works because my laptop has been really weird. So I'm going to switch my window. Again, anyone on the Marvel Mad stream, my stream will have a presentation like my phase 1. So if you want to see what that looks like, you can go to my stream.
If you pop over to Nate's stream and that lot, you'll see he does massive, amazing presentations that lot. So yeah, pop over to Nate's stream. You'll see how just top classy. Me with just a little balk. Yeah, Nate does the whole hog.
Yeah, you don't obviously have to switch. Like, you can do that after the fact if you want to rewatch it. But yeah, I've got a really big presentation. So I really hope this works because it's been really finicky today. So I'm gonna switch my window. And I'm going to try to do my best to be Kevin Feige again. Alright, switch that. Can you see the thumbnail?
Yeah, thumbnail's all good, mate.
Alright, so this is my phase 2 of my Marvel movie franchise. So, if you remember back at phase 1, I had Fantastic Four, Thor, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther, X-Men, and the Avengers. The thing with this is there's been cosmic artifacts and entities being introduced across these movies that end up being connected to a larger plan from a very important person who is revealed to be Doctor Doom at the end of the Avengers. And in Black Panther, there is a hunt for vibranium, so that obviously hints that Doctor Doom is behind that as well. So all of these have been kind of setting up the fact that anything cosmic is in danger, and that Latveria and Doctor Doom is a part of a much bigger plan. We don't know why yet, but that's why I'm unveiling phase 2, so we kind of get to start seeing what might be happening and the reason why. So, phase 2, kicking off phase 2, Doctor Strange. So, the villain in this is Dormammu, of course. So, the plot. Stephen Strange grapples with his role as Earth's Sorcerer Supreme when the malevolent not Doctor Doom, Dormammu, A formidable interdimensional entity threatens to engulf reality in eternal darkness. Battling nightmarish creatures and bending reality itself, Doctor Strange emerges as one of the Marvel Universe's most powerful heroes in a journey to save existence from Dormammu's terrifying power. So in this, Doctor Strange and Wong are solidified as the pillars of the magic and fantastical side of the MCU. So they're going to end up playing a role later on. And it will be revealed that Dormammu is assisting someone that is very powerful in learning the ways of dark magic. We don't know in this who that is, but if you remember back in Phase 1 who is the big player going forward, you might know who it is. So there's one post-credit scene. Stephen is in the Sanctum Sanctorum and a portal opens behind him. Stephen thinks it is a threat, but Reed Richards emerges with Charles Xavier and offers Stephen a position on their Council of Heroes. So if you remember from Phase 1, Reed Richards is the central character through all of my saga, much like Tony Stark was for the Infinity Saga. And he's the one that's kind of piecing together the mystery of why all these things are happening. So that is Doctor Strange. What are your thoughts on that being the first one?
Very nice, very very nice. I just like Doctor Strange. He's just out there and just can be so outlandish, and anything can happen, sort of thing. It had to be Dormammu as well, with the main villain from it, and also I quite like that sort of thing. And I'm very looking forward to where this is going now, because I've got that many ideas going popping off in my head now.
Yeah, so Dormammu, in my head, he wouldn't look anything like the one in the MCU, like the giant, like, like, he's not even really a thing. He's just like a floating head that controls the dark dimension. In this, he would actually look like his comic accurate design with the like flaming head kind of thing.
Yeah.
In the suit.
It's got the big like high collar sort of thing around it, and
so that's how he would look in this. Obviously, you'd get the comic accurate Doctor Strange look and Wong as well. And yeah, Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters from the MCU. So I had to show him some love in this as well.
Yeah, very nice.
The second movie, this is kind of a side thing. This is a Hulk and She-Hulk team-up movie.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
This is something that, like, it doesn't really play into the larger picture, but it's something a lot of people want to actually have a proper Hulk movie. And because the two of them are on the Avengers in this universe, I thought it'd be cool to you get a Hulk and a She-Hulk team-up movie. So the villains in this are the Leader and the Abomination.
Nice, very nice.
So the plot, Bruce Banner and his cousin Jennifer Walters team up when old foes, the cunning Leader and the monstrous Abomination, join forces to unleash chaos. As the Gamma-powered cousins showcase their unique strength and abilities, their unbreakable family bond becomes the key to facing the formidable threat. So, this is like a very generic, like, the villains went to destroy things, they went to turn people into Hulks and stuff like that, and then the two of them have to stop it. So, in my head, this Bruce Banner Hulk it's the more rageful Hulk, but he still has some control over it. It's kind of like in Ragnarok, how he could control how he was, but he was actually Hulk. And then She-Hulk is, like, she's more in control. She's like, she can talk normally, she can interact normally, but she is like a Hulk. And I wanted to bring Bruce Banner back to that state, because I think the MCU has kind of overdone the smart Hulk. I think he deserves to go back to, the rageful monster that Hulk is. So I thought I would bring that here, but still kind of give him the ability to communicate actual emotion and all that in this. So this movie will also feature Rick Jones, who is an important character to the Hulk, family. He's like one of Bruce Banner's friends. He helps him in like his missions and all that stuff. And because this is an established universe, Rick Jones has good relations with the Avengers. So there may be some other heroes popping up in this. So at the end, the Leader and Abomination are defeated, and they are brought to a Supermax prison in New York called the Raft. So if you know what the Raft is, obviously you've got the Raft in your universe as well. It is a place where, you know, the worst villains, the most powerful villains are put, and who knows what might come out of that as well. The Leader is obviously a really smart guy. Who knows what he might have planned up going in there. So that is a Hulk and She-Hulk team-up movie. What are your thoughts on that?
That's really nice. And having Rick Jones as well, just so nice to see in that. So I don't think he's actually ever been even mentioned in the MCU or anything like that. So to be honest,
never been in any of the movies.
I don't understand why. I think Rick Jones is a really good character, and having him come in as well is really. I was surprised having it been a team up, not a team up movie, just like a collab sort of movie between them. I wasn't expecting that at all. But that's really nice as well. And having him be that, he's not dumb and just wants to kill everything and wreck everything, but he's not too smart. Having him in that in between as well, it's really nice that lot. But yeah, now very nice that lot.
Yeah, so I thought this is something that, you know, every Marvel fan would want. It's been a long time since Hulk has had his own movie, and I think he deserves another shot at having one, so that's why I included this one. It doesn't play into the larger narrative at all. It's more of a side thing just for, you know, we know Hulk exists in this universe, and he's got his own project now. All right.
Very nice.
Movie number 3, Captain America.
It's my boy.
Now the villain, Baron Zemo.
Ooh.
So
okay.
This is not an origin, because this is an established universe. Captain America is already in the modern age. So Steve Rogers faces a chilling challenge as Baron Zemo, a vengeful adversary, emerges from his past with a plot to destabilize international relations. As Cap digs into a web of political intrigue and personal vendettas, he must navigate a landscape of moral ambiguity and fractured loyalties. With Zemo manipulating events to incite chaos, Captain America grapples with the complexities of a world where trust is a scarce commodity. So this is a very political thriller, much like Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So Zemo is targeting different nations across the world, and basically, he's attacking them. He's basically pulling apart their government and, kind of resetting everything. So at the end, Zemo escapes. He's not defeated. He gets away. And we find out he is destabilizing these governments so that a certain nation may reign supreme. So Zemo is working for someone, we may already know who this is, but if you know anything about who that person might be, you'd know that this is basically something that he's always wanted, to have this particular nation be viewed as the savior of Earth. So, thoughts on Captain America in a more modern story?
Very nice. As soon as I seen it was my boy, I was like, oh, okay. Especially in the modern sort of day as well. Like you could have the Red Skull, but it wouldn't work in a modern day sort of state. So it was like interesting to see where you're going with that. So yeah, having Zemo, very nice that a lot, and very Winter Soldier-y sort of tones about it, sort of thing. But I know where it's what thing he is, what person it is, and what country it is. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to where this outcome's going, because it sounds like, oh boy.
You know what I completely forgot is to read the post-credit scene, which may actually help explain things.
Go on.
Okay, so Captain America is on the SHIELD helicarrier watching a map of Zemo's attacks across the world. So he sees, like, you know, like the circles where, like, he's attacked. He notices that there was a hole in the map that remained untouched, inciting a sense of suspicion that the nation Zemo mentioned rests in Eastern Europe, Latveria.
Oh.
So that may
Yeah, that's
help
the
you a
country I
bit
wanted. Oh, crap.
So there's a huge hole in this map where you see, wait, why is this? Everywhere else basically has been touched, but this one spot is open.
That's nice. That's nice.
And yeah, if you know anything about the title I have there, that's the way the title looks for the Ed Brubaker stories, which he
Okay.
revitalized the modern telling of Captain America. He's the one that
Yeah.
brought in the Winter Soldier as a character, and he's the one that brought Red Skull into the modern age with Captain
Damn.
America.
Okay.
So
Myself, I can never go that detailed to notice someone like that. But as soon as you say he's that person, it's like shit. Okay, yeah, he's a big influence, that lot sort of thing.
yeah, and Zemo would obviously have his comic accurate look because I think you could say it's silly, but I think it's cool. Like the purple
No,
mask and
no.
then the thing
Yeah.
like going around and the puffy like
Mm.
collar. Yeah, so that's how Zemo would look in this. Um, so yeah, that's Captain America.
You sound like you're doing my boy proud there. I'll give you that. That's really nice.
All right, the next one, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Okay, the villain in this, the Chameleon.
Okay.
So this is the way I thought of it is, you know, the Batman that recently came out.
Yeah.
So he's in his year 2 of being Batman in that. So in
Yeah.
this is early in Peter's career as Spider-Man, but it's not
Okay.
his origin. It's like his year 2
Yeah.
as Spider-Man. So, Peter Parker, early in his career as Spider-Man, faces a perilous adversary in the Chameleon, who is a highly skilled operative with the ability to mimic not only appearances but also behaviors flawlessly. His unparalleled espionage skills make him a linchpin in a plan to manipulate governments, corporations, and superheroes alike. As Spider-Man races to unravel the layers of deceit, he discovers that the Chameleon's true danger lies not just in his mimicry, but in the pivotal role he plays in a sinister plot that links to the criminal underworld of New York.
Oh, Jesus.
It will be revealed that the Chameleon is working for Wilson Fisk.
Oh, yes. There he is.
So, I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man being the street level hero. I think this was the perfect opportunity to have his very first villain ever, which not many people know, as the Chameleon, being that kind of, like, you don't actually know. He's much like a Skrull. You don't know who he is in a certain environment until, you know, his plan's already been, like, brought through and it's too late. So I thought that would be cool for Spider-Man to face someone like the Chameleon, and it's fitting for his first movie as well. So
Yeah.
the post-credit scene, Spider-Man is crawling on the side of Fisk Tower. So he's like on the glass panes. A billy club launches right into the window beside him, and he looks back to see a figure leaping towards him. They kind of tackle each other. They kind of fall onto the rooftop below Fisk Tower. And the figure perceives Spidey to be an accomplice of Fisk, but Peter insists he is investigating a larger problem. This figure is Daredevil, and offers his help in taking down Fisk along with Spider-Man.
Yes.
So thoughts on the spectacular
Yeah.
Spider-Man?
Very nice. Very, very nice. Like, you got just like hitting all the things like Chameleon, Daredevil, Fisk. It just sounds so good now. Like, and again, similar to mine with having that maybe combination soon of Daredevil and Spider-Man as well. That lot, they work so well together, and
Yeah.
that'd be so nice to see.
And that's something I've always wanted to see too, is the Spider-Man Daredevil team up going against the Kingpin. I've always wanted to see that. And I really do believe Echo did come out last night. I haven't seen it yet. But
no, it's the same here. I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning, that lot, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Totally forgot. I had to go and sort some bits and bobs out uptown. And then I got back today, getting all my stuff ready, that lot, played a bit of Alan Wake too, and then I realised, oh shit, Echo in that lot. It's like 5 episodes. I'm a bit annoyed that they've gone with some of the length of the shows, but I'm going to get into that another time. But yeah, I can't wait to go and watch that.
So the reason I bring that up is because Kingpin is supposed to be playing a bigger role going forward in the street level MCU. And that's what I kind of wanted to get in this, is Kingpin is, like, he's up there. He's got some bigger plans. And again, this isn't really related to the bigger story in this franchise. This is more of a street level story for Spider-Man and Daredevil. And they will appear in the larger story, but this plot is basically just contained to New York. It doesn't play into the whole thing with Doom. So, my next movie, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
So the villain in this, I'm not sure if many people have heard of him, probably not, is Korvac.
No, that's a new one for me, that is.
This is a character that I was introduced to on, again, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers TV show. And it's an episode where the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Avengers meet each other, and Korvac is the villain in it. So, in this, the Guardians of the Galaxy face their greatest challenge when Korvac, a being wielding the power cosmic, emerges with a vision to reshape the universe. As the Guardians navigate through cosmic realms and ancient civilizations, they must unite against a foe who can manipulate reality itself. With the fate of countless worlds at stake, the ragtag team of misfits battles to prevent Korvac's cataclysmic ambitions. So again, this is an established universe, so the Guardians have already been a team for a while. The team is Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Phyla-Vell, who might also be known as Quasar. She also appears at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. She's the little girl in the new team. So in this, she would be grown up. She's a huge player in the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. And Cosmo. So the 7 of them are the Guardians of the Galaxy in this. So it's going to be revealed the power cosmic originates from a powerful universal being called Galactus. Korvac reveals there is another being that was sent across the universe that should be of worry to the Guardians. So they defeat Korvac, but he is able to let them know, you think I was a problem, you've got someone else out there that's a much bigger problem than me. So, the post-credit scene, the Guardians are on course to their next mission, but they stumble across the ruins of an apparent planet. They are shocked by the horrifying sight and encounter the powerful beings Korvac warned them of, Galactus and the Silver Surfer.
Damn. What? Yeah, I was not expecting that in the slightest. Yeah, that's nice. Again, the villain, I'll hold my hands up. I've never heard of that villain myself, to be honest. That is something completely out there for me in that lot. Having Quasar as well there, a part of the Guardians, nice touch, really nice touch now. As well as Cosmo as well. With Cosmo, you've got to have him because I just love him. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. But yeah, that's really nice. And I really like the sound of that. That's just, damn, that ending. That's
now,
I'm not expecting that in the slightest.
So if anyone doesn't know who Korvac is, you can try to find that episode of Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes where the Guardians meet the Avengers, because that's just a really good episode too. And there's an Avengers comic series that's called the Korvac Saga, and he's like a huge villain for the Avengers in that. But he fits more with the Guardians in my opinion, so that's why I made him the villain in this. And then obviously introducing another cosmic, related thing in this. And then two very important cosmic related characters too going forward. So yeah, that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Nice. Really, really nice. And I was not expecting some of that at all. That's just... Oh.
So, my final film in Phase 2, The Uncanny X-Men.
Ooh.
So, in my first phase, I had, the classic X-Men team with Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman, Angel, Beast. And this one, I've kind of mentioned this before with the X-Men stream, how I kind of created my own thing. So this one, the villain will be Mr. Sinister and the Marauders. So the X-Men team expands with the addition of Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Rogue, and Thunderbird. So the team will face off against Mr. Sinister and his Marauders, who are kidnapping mutants for their own experiments. So Mr. Sinister is one of those characters that I think he could be the first villain for the X-Men in our MCU. I really think he could. And he's one of those characters that have almost been introduced so many times in the Fox movies, but they've always scrapped him. And he's actually a really good villain, so I think he deserves a chance to shine as a villain for this new team of X-Men. Obviously, you had Magneto in the first one for my franchise, and now you'll get a character like Mr. Sinister. So, Mr. Sinister will return in future films. They may not be in this saga, but they will be going forward if I was to continue this. The post-credit scene, Charles meets with Reed Richards, about the plan for the Council of Heroes and names specific heroes that would be valuable additions to their team. Tony Stark, T'Challa, Blackagar Boltagon, who hasn't been introduced yet, and Namor. Reed suggests a name for their team, the Illuminati.
Oh, yes!
So the Illuminati are coming in this universe. They are going to play a huge role towards the end of Phase 3. Like you wouldn't believe. It's going to get super high stakes. That's why I'm so excited for Phase 3, is because this is where the shit hits the fan. It gets nuts after this. So that is the Uncanny X-Men as the finale for Phase 2. What do you think?
Very nice. Not what I was expecting at all. I thought he was going to have, the ones who got around, I thought it was going to end on like an Avengers sort of thing, but no, that's nice. That is Mr. Sinister. Oh, such a good villain. Such a good villain, that sort of thing. And having, let's just say that group's coming in my face as well.
Oh.
Phase 3. But yeah, I just love the Illuminati. It's just such a good group.
Yeah.
And
they are essential to your Secret Invasion storyline too, at least in the comics. They're one of the first groups that the Skrulls target in the comics. So
well, sweet. How I've done it a bit arse backwards, but they're still a part. They're still integral sort of thing. But
Reed obviously has a connection to Doctor Doom in some capacity in this franchise, so he's going to be the one that says, okay, I might have an idea of who's behind this. I need all of these people to kind of help me figure out if this is actually what's going on. So you have Tony Stark, who's from the Avengers, T'Challa, who used to be, but now he's in Wakanda, Blackagar Boltagon, who is Black Bolt. He hasn't been introduced yet, I can say he is coming in Phase 3. And then Namor, who was obviously the villain in the Fantastic Four, which was the first movie in my Phase 1. But they found some common ground between them. So that is my Phase 2, but it wouldn't be a presentation without a little surprise at the end.
Oh, yes, yes.
So we had Guardians of the Galaxy, which obviously introduced some kind of celestial beings. The Celestials will be playing a huge role in the finale of Phase 3. Here is one of the main ones that will be playing a big role. Now, if anyone doesn't know who this is the Living Tribunal, who is the universal judge for the Celestials. So, this cosmic, targeting across Earth has kind of got their attention. They're like, what the heck is going on here? We need to kind of figure out what is going on and punish the person behind all this. So the Living Tribunal will be playing a huge part in the finale of Phase 3. And this is an image I created with AI too. I kind of edited the head and the cloth and all that, but this is the Living Tribunal.
That's nice. Again, I was not expecting that at all. Like, I was waiting for another bleeding actor reveal or something like that. I was, but
no. So if you thought the Doctor Doom in my Phase 1 and this was a huge surprise, you're not ready for Phase 3 because I've got a ton planned.
Christ.
I'm so excited for that one because I could do that right now. I know we don't have the time, but I just want to get that out there because I'm so excited for that.
Well, so if people are watching, tune in next week because all next week is gonna be Nate's Phase 3 live stream. He's gonna take us through his Phase 3 sort of finale. So if you like some of the stuff he's had already in Phase 1 and 2, I cannot wait for next week to hear his Phase 3 because Jesus wept.
It is gonna be nuts.
Big by the sounds of it, yeah.
So
Christ.
Yeah, that is my Phase 2. And I guess I'll leave more surprises for Phase 3. I'm not going to say anything more. But yeah, big things are coming, and I really can't wait for it.
Damn, that's nice. That's like I said, when we first started doing like these live streams and videos together, I thought I knew Marvel like here sort of thing with my friends and stuff. But Jesus Christ, my friend, you just blow me out that bleeding water. It's just some of the stuff you come up with and just know it's just unbelievable. So yeah, I can't wait for that. That's next week can't come quick enough because Jesus wept. That's going to be good.
Yeah,
that's really good. Now
all of this again is an original story on what I think would be a good Marvel story. So it's not really inspired by any comic event. Sure, you'll still get some kind of influence in some of the movies, but the overall story in this is completely original. So I really can't wait. Yeah,
that's nice. I like
and all of that inspiration comes from over there with all my comics and the movies and TV shows. So yeah,
damn, that's nice. That is. Like I say, with me, with my phase now, like I've always like tried to pluck out like the best bits I've seen from like comics I've read and like shows and series and stuff like that sort of thing. So that's where my like Phase 3, 1, 2, and 3 have come from, sort of thing. But no, just like I said, you have the intellect and just like know-how to come up with some incredible stories like this. Jesus wept, my friend. You can be the Kevin Feige of our YouTube community all day long.
I mean, that would be cool. Yeah, thanks for that.
No, that's all right, my friend. Right, well, that's
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I cannot wait. And thank you very much for joining us on our live stream that lot of our Phase 2 of our MCU, of our Marvel franchise. Come back for say next week. It'll be all stream of Nate's Phase 3. Just seeing what it comes up with, because by the sounds it's going to be absolutely nuts. And then the week after it'll be my face doing that lot, which I hope will be good. But it might not hold a candle to next one, but hopefully it'll be all right. But yeah, so yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Continue to subscribe to myself, Marvel Mad, as well as Nate on Thwip Media sort of thing, and his own channel as well. Just check out the content from both of us. It's just pleasure to have you here with us. And yes, come back this Friday. And this Friday on our channel, we have the next episode of Guardians of the Galaxy, the gameplay with face cam as well, which I'm quite enjoying doing, and our new setup and surrounding and everything, that sort of thing. So come back another episode of Marvel Mad, Nate of Thwip Media and his own channel, and the live streams. So yeah, just like to say thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for that.